Jesus. Ow. Oh, God. Oh, good morning, everyone. It's day number, I believe, 49 and close to 50 of this trainer, so we're about almost done. Oh, I'm going to get the gym bag ready and the work outfit. I work at 9 o'clock, and it's about 5:30 right now, so I want to get at least 2 hours in of training. Being that I'm sorry. Remember, we always start every single morning routine before breakfast, before anything else, is foam rolling, carb buffering, myofascial release. I'm shooting growth post-workout today, so no growth. We're doing our Humalog pre-workout. I'm going to do 15 IUs today, and 15 post, and 10 on another meal. And this will probably be our last day doing insulin, so get the foam on. I'm going to do a quick Metaform application, as you can see here. We're going to get this in on the rear delts here. Being that we're doing lower back, we're going to be getting some delt engagement as we pull. So let's get ready and apply. Forgot we need a scoop of our pre-caged. Alright, we're going to do a low dose Helios and get our Humalog Atlantis in. Alright, good morning, children. Happy Saturday. It's finally the weekend, and I like starting my day with a workout. So I've got lower back and hamstrings today, and what that means is 2 hours of fucking pulling shit off the floor. 6:30, and I forgot that the gym opens at 7 on a weekend, so I took my pre-workout and shot my insulin 45 minutes prior to the workout. So that means I may have to start eating before getting to the gym, and this pre-workout will be settling towards the middle of my workout, which is fine. Pre-workouts don't need to be a necessity when it comes to training, but if I ever need some sort of an extra push, I've got my aminos. So, but I work here in the gym. I should be allowed in a little. Only now opening, so I took my pre-workout a little early now. About 45 minutes actually, and the insulin's starting to kick in, so this is not going to hinder my workout. Look at this, first one in the gym. Open. The world is at your fingertips. What are we going to do? We're going to rock this world. So 10 reps at 135, put my shit in the locker, and now we're getting started. Let's go. Hello, beautiful.
Alright amigos, as I like to start every lower back and hamstring workout, now including shoulders, we're doing a conventional deadlift. I warmed up at 135 and here 225 pounds for a second warm-up set for about 20 repetitions. I performed 2 sets of 225 and 420, making 40 repetitions total to get my heart rate pumping and my cardio in. Moving on to 365, performed for about 8 to 10 repetitions. We are doing 3 sets of 8 to 10. So this is the weight that I found that I could perform for 8 to 10 complete repetitions with full perfect form, resting about 1.5 to 2 minutes in between sets for optimal recovery. Once this is complete, we will be stripping down, but we still have 3 sets to go, in addition to this one will be 2 actually. Moving on to our next working set. Here I rested about 2 minutes before another set of 365 for about 7 to 9 repetitions. I was feeling a little tight in my back due to me training this early. Normally my joints are pretty stiff when I perform any sort of compound movements like this early, and my strength is not that high. Normally I would like this to be 405 pounds, not 365. After taking a quick breather, sipping on my intro workout, moving on to our last set. This is a touch and go of 365. We're performing about, again, another 8 to 10 repetitions. Trying to rep out as many as I can actually here. I did perform a rest pause. I attempted to try to rack the barbell onto the stands, but I was unable to lift it up while losing grip strength. so I ended up re-racking it. I supersetted this with my following exercise, which would be a shrug deadlift. Moving on to the final set of 365, a touch and go again, 6 to 8 repetitions. Once that was complete, we performed a rest pause for about 15 to 20 seconds of rest and performed another 2 repetitions that will be shown here. I tried actively my best to engage my core, get the hips warmed up, and engage the glutes as well to get a perfect pull. Moving on to our next sets, we have 315 pounds performed for 10 repetitions. We lighten the weight and we'll be supersetting this with a goblet squat that is performed on that pad on the side there. I don't know the exact name for this exercise, but this is a great way to push extra blood into the quads and the legs, making our deadlifts a lot more smooth and injury preventative is what we want. So I performed about 15 repetitions just to get used to the movements and get a feel for everything. I then added on a 45-pound plate that I held in front of my body, shifting the center of gravity, performed for another 15 to 20 repetitions. As you can see here, I tried to make full depth. Once that was complete, we moved on back to our set of 315 pounds, rested about a minute in between those supersets, and performed another 10 repetitions. Be aware that being that this trainer is ending now, we're moving towards more of a, I wouldn't say cardiovascular, but more of a superset, as heavy as possible cardiovascular type of program. Very, very intense. Superset this again with the goblet squat, or seated squat, whatever you like to call this. This is mainly a quad movement, but I feel this was a great warm-up for my glutes and hamstrings, as well as the lower back to keep support. That allowed to make the deadlifts a lot smoother, cleaner, and more fluid. Perform a drop set with this exercise if you have extra energy, as I did.
Just about 2 minutes. We're done with the deadlift and goblet squat, whatever you call that, sissy squat circuits. Moving on to our next posterior chain movement.
Now moving on to a shrug deadlift. Here I have 4 plates aside for my first warm-up set. This I did not do any touch and go sort of movement. As you can see, I'm picking up and lowering the weight evenly, dropping it for about a second and picking it back up. We rotated doing 5 repetitions facing the machine and 5 repetitions facing the other side. Now moving on to our final working set. This is our heaviest set of 6 plates aside, racking the full machine. I performed 3 reps, ended up losing grip due to the amount of sweat actually that I had on my hands. Performed another rep, which made this 4, and stopped there as this felt a little too heavy for me and felt form break loose, which is one thing that I didn't want. After that, I had stripped back down and performed a set and moved on over to unilateral dumbbell deadlifts. Very lightweight. This is just a 60-pound that I'm performing for about 15-20 repetitions per side, just to get a feel for the leg. So pick a weight that you can actively just get a warm-up in, nothing too heavy, too strenuous, just something so your body gets motion on what it's about to overcome, what's about to happen. So we don't need too many warm-up sets, being we already did the deadlifts. Our lower back, posterior chain is already completely warmed up and fluid. We're now going to move on to our heaviest set. This is 160 pounds per hand that I'm actually holding, performing for about 6 to 8 repetitions. Perform only 2 sets of this exercise. Drop set with 50% of the weight. So being this is 160, go ahead and grab an 80 and perform the same amount of repetitions. If you're using 100 pounds, grab a 50 pound and perform the same amount of repetitions for 2 sets. This will be 2 drop sets and 2 sets total. Once this was completely moved on over to a hyperextension. Here I'm actively stretching, as you can see, trying to get to the lowest point of contraction here on the hyperextension, getting my hamstrings, lower back all stretched out, being that they've already been hit and impacted with so much weight. And performed about 20 to 25 repetitions and superset this with a shoulder press, being that we're moving on to shoulders for our next body part. I then performed a weighted hyperextension with a 45-pound plate behind my head. Notice that I didn't hold it in front of my head, I'm holding it behind. In front of your head is actually incorrect. This is only a good movement to using a massive amount of weight, similar to a stiff-legged deadlift or a pull. Moved on to our first working set of shoulder press. This is a warm-up set of just 2 45-pound plates. I performed for about 25-30 repetitions to get my shoulder girdle, rotator cuff, and traps all warmed up and ready for the working sets. to our final set here for lower back and hamstrings. Hyperextension again, performed for about 8 to 10 repetitions. Luckily I had someone record me. Being so, I can actually check my form myself. I am not going all the way down. I am actually just breaking 90 right where I feel contraction in the glute and the hips and raising back up. There's no need to go completely low, as this can be injury prone and be more subject to any damage in the posterior chain and the lumbar vertebrae, which is one thing that we don't want here. So I was just merely breaking 90. Moving on to our next set of shoulder press, there are two 45-pound plates aside. I performed for about 10 to 15 repetitions. Being that I kind of slid off, I didn't use the seatbelt that was there, I slid off. And I'm moving on to our next working set of about 6 to 8. There are two additional 10-pound plates aside, making this total 110 pounds per arm. I'm not sure if these machines are correct as far as movement goes as compared to compounds, like 110 in each hand. It's not a 110 pound dumbbell. But anyway, perform about 2 sets of that exercise and strip back down to sets of 10, which will be shown here. As you can see, I have a 45 and 25 on. I'm performing about 10 repetitions, performed for 2 sets. These are the lightest sets that we went, and then we moved on to the next exercise. Make sure that you ensure you actively breathe, engage the core, and try to move the shoulders and the shoulders only. Keep the elbows tight, and if necessary, you can lock out like I'm doing here to make a rest pause, but normally I don't recommend it, as this can be injury prone to elbows if you have healthy elbows. After 2 sets of that were complete, we stripped down to just a 45 aside. I performed about another 20 to 30 repetitions to completely obliterate the shoulders. I had strapped back in and went at it for another 15 to 20 repetitions. For our next shoulder exercise, this is a cable front press. The reason why I favor this exercise over a dumbbell is because there is constant contraction in the movement throughout the entire rep, being that there's a cable attached to the machine. And if you can notice and see, I'm actually bringing the weight directly above my head, about 4 inches past, so it looks like the weight is going above the back of my neck. Or towards the back of my neck, I should say. Moving on to our final working set. Here I had stripped off the entire rack and performed about 10 to 15 repetitions to failure. I did use a little bit of a swinging motion, and I recommend, if you have to as well, to get the extra reps out and maybe use the hips involvement, kind of like doing a power clean or a front raise. That's completely okay. Perform rest pause as needed, and we're going to strip off some of the weight and perform another set. After done speaking with the gentleman next to me, I perform my final set here, about another 10 to 15 repetitions, merely resting about 20 to 30 seconds after doing the entire rack. After that was complete and I reached failure, to get an additional 4 to 5 reps, as I thought was feasible for me, I had a little bit of extra energy in the tank. I performed a power clean to a front press. I didn't actively just press, as I ran out of energy pretty quickly here, as you can see. Basically what you want to do is power clean, upright row the bar and press up, power clean, upright row and press up until you reach your targeted reps. Moving on to our next exercise, this is a barbell front raise, and I am leaning against a preacher bench so I can get a little bit more of an angle and more of a contraction when I bring it up. As you can see here, I had managed to put a 45-pound plate on top of the preacher bench that was scooting back. My body weight was too heavy to actually push it. I performed about 5 to 6 repetitions leaning and 5 to 6 repetitions standing completely vertical to get a few extra reps, reaching failure. Then we moved on to a sled push for 5 rounds, as I had to go to work shortly after, so this replaced my cardio. And abs, of course, icing on the cake. We're performing an ab crunch for about 10 to 15 repetitions. 5 sets using this machine. This was superset with a plank, but it wasn't shown. Once 10 to 15 repetitions were done here, I had done the unilateral sit-ups here. I was using just one arm, making one section of my abs to work harder than the other, controlling the movement.
Time to eat. Got my rice in there and chicken, jasmine rice, and a scoop of protein. A little bit more grape juice, and I'm dying. Oh my God.